Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Damron with Trash Ass Gamers. I'm going to be bringing you an NHL 19 Achievement Cup Champs. This is for winning a Stanley Cup Playoff Final using the 32nd expansion team in franchise mode. So in order to do that, we're going to have to select 32 team expansion draft from the selection when we start a new franchise in the franchise portion of NHL 19. Now, we're going to have to create a team, and the key to this is after, and you don't really have to do any of this, so we can skip all this. You know, if franchise mode isn't your thing, like me, I enjoy other aspects of the game. You're just going to want to blast through this to get this achievement, and this is what I'm going to show you to do. So just go ahead and make your team, give it any of the settings you want, and I'm going to show you some things to speed this process up. Now, you cannot select a current NHL team. You have to select the expansion team for this to work. So if you pick any other team and you play the entire franchise and win the Stanley Cup, you will not get the achievement. So keep that in mind. You must select the 32nd expansion team. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn off all these settings, and that is because when we get to the simulation part of the franchise to speed this up, this is really going to minimize the number of pop-ups that happen during our simulation that we have to sim through. We will keep the assistant coach edits line on. That's going to help us because they will edit the lines without asking us for our approval again in the simulation process. So we're trying to speed up the entire simulation. So let's go to rules and settings because we will have to play some games along the way. So we're going to turn the period length to 3 minutes. We're also going to turn injuries off. That's also going to minimize the pop-ups that we have to press A through in the simulation part of this guide, as well as editing lineups and all that. So let's turn that off. Now you can go and mess with the sliders. This will affect when you actually do need to play a game. If you're having trouble winning or anything like that, you can mess with these settings if you feel the need to, but I don't particularly think it's too bad, especially if you just put it on semi-pro or rookie. The games that we do need to play and win should really give you no trouble. So let's go ahead and create that league, and again, this could take a little bit of time, but not too bad. So let's create this league and we'll go from there. Alright, so once we get our league created, we're basically going to sim all the way to the regular season. We're not going to pick to do any of these options. We're just going to advance to every aspect through the preseason. So we're going to go ahead and advance the day and auto draft, and then that's going to take us to the actual NHL draft coming up. So we're going to simulate that as well. So now we're going to get to the contracts phase. We do have a new team, so we don't really have any contracts to re-sign and things like that. But don't even really need to click into it. I'm not even sure why I did just now. But let's go over and just to sim to free agency. Alright, now we're going to sim to the next season. Again, we're skipping all of this. Now you certainly can use this time to make your team a little better by trying to pick up some free agents and things like that. But with this method, we're not really going to need to worry about that. We're just going to simulate all the way through the season and basically take it near the end and kind of see how we stand. So let's get into the season. Alright, so now we're into our regular season. It's actually going to start with a preseason. So let's go ahead and simulate through that. These games don't matter. So we're going to sim to our regular season option in the quick link options on the right. Alright, so once we get into the season, we are going to scroll down near the bottom of the calendar, and we're just going to elect to simulate basically the entire season. But really what we're going to do is we're going to stop this about 60-65 games in, and we're going to kind of see where we stand. And you do have one of the worst teams in the NHL, so you're likely going to be in a bad position like I am down here. However, we're going to play the rest of the season. We set up low periods. We still got plenty of games to get points. We're only 15 points back of the playoff position, which is only 7.5 games if you win them all, which you should. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to play the rest of the season, and then as you see, we'll get to the playoffs. Now when we get to the playoffs, we're going to select to sim past 3 games. Why? Because each team needs to win 4 games to win the series. So I sim 3 games, and now I see they've only won 1 game. So that means I can sim at least 2 more. And in fact, this time I do that and ended up winning the series by simulation. So that's good. We're into the next round. We're going to advance without having to play a game. So we're going to go back to the menu, and we need to advance days in order for the other playoff games to finish that haven't finished up to this point. So let's simulate forward. And then we're going to be into the next round. So we're going to go back to the calendar and do the same exact thing. We're going to pick 3 games because we're guaranteed not to lose by that point. And we're going to simulate all those. And as you can see here, I actually lose all those. So that means I need to play the next 4 games and win those games. And again, those are 3-minute periods, so it shouldn't be too bad. So we're going to go ahead and play the rest of these games and make sure we win them to get into the next round. And also, when you're playing these games, if you got something else to do, you can score a couple goals. And if you position your right defender here, for some reason they just let you win, and you can hang out and do other things while you're working on this achievement. So that's just a little tidbit for you guys. And eventually you're going to make it to this point when you are in the Stanley Cup Final. And now all you need to do is win this game. And you can, with this method that I'm showing you guys of this simulation and picking and just blasting through this, you can really knock out this achievement in a few hours. So this is really good. So we're going to go into the NHL final game. And when you win this game, you will unlock the achievement during the final cutscene, which I won't show you. I don't want to spoil the final cutscene for winning the Stanley Cup Final, so I'll let the guys in the beginning tell you what you need to do. So I hope this guide helped you guys out, and if you like these kind of videos, feel free to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
The last game of the Stanley Cup Final. Hello everyone, along with Eddie Olczyk, Ray Ferraro in just a moment. I'm Mike Emery. The last game. So what do you think about if you've got your equipment on, you're sticking your hand and you're about to go out?
You're thinking about when you were probably somewhere this high here, Doc, and this is why you play. This is the ultimate, to be able to be on the ice in the last possible game to be able to win the championship. And to me, this is what every player dreams about, and you have that opportunity right in front of you.